Court is calling 2024 CR 0105W, State of Texas versus Jasmine Lynn Gallegos. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction? That is a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine and state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing.
Sorry. The only thing I forgot to put in the paperwork, and I've just spoken to the defense counsel about this, is the defendant is also agreeing to forfeit her rights to any of the weapons involved in the offense.
All right. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor. We just asked the court to follow the agreement.
All right. Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
How are you employed?
I'm currently unemployed at the moment.
Any drug use?
No, ma'am.
And if you were released, who would you be living with?
My grandmother.
Does she want you living with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you talked to her and she said she wants you living with her?
Yes, ma'am. I have a good support system out there with my family.
All right. You know you're not supposed to have weapons. Why do you have weapons?
I made a mistake, Your Honor.
Buckle up, guys. Today, we're stepping inside a courtroom where a serious felony case is unfolding. From the very beginning, the judge makes it clear that this is no minor offense, carefully explaining the charges and the possibility of years behind bars. The atmosphere is tense, and it's obvious that every word spoken in this courtroom carries real consequences. But the moment that truly changes the tone comes when the defendant describes her actions as just a mistake. The judge immediately pushes back, making a sharp distinction between a mistake and a choice. In just a few words, the judge shifts the entire conversation from excuses to personal responsibility, making it clear that accountability, not sympathy, will drive the outcome of this case.
Weapons. So, why, you know you're not supposed to have weapons. Why are you having weapons?
Hanging with the wrong people.
If I ask the wrong people that you're saying that you're hanging out with, if I were to ask them the same questions, you know what they would tell me? Hanging out with the wrong people. And I would say, well, who is that? And they'd say, Miss Gallegos.
At this point, the judge begins digging deeper, challenging the defendant on why she possessed weapons despite knowing she was legally prohibited from having them. Each explanation only raises more questions, and the judge quickly points out the difference between making excuses and accepting responsibility. With every response, the defendant's credibility weakens, and the courtroom tension continues to rise as the questioning continues. It becomes clear that the judge is looking for genuine accountability rather than empty explanations. One by one, the excuses fall apart, leaving little room for sympathy. The hearing reaches a turning point as the court prepares to make its decision in the end. The judge grants probation, but not without a firm warning. It is a significant second chance, one that comes with strict conditions and high expectations. The message is unmistakable. This opportunity is meant to change the defendant's path, and failing to take it seriously could lead to far more severe consequences.
To be a TAP evaluation and MIC evaluation in custody. All right, good luck to you. Isaac, are you the same Jasmine Lynn Gallegos who was placed on community supervision in 2024? CR 0105W for the offense of unlawfully carrying of a weapon with a felony conviction on January 9th, 2024 for a term of 5 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 4 on or about the 22nd day of January 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Jasmine Lynn Gallegos, the then and there failed to report as directed to the 187th District Court for a compliance hearing as directed by the supervision officer and or the court in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated condition.
All right. And I don't have a trial court certification.
No, Your Honor, we are requesting to be continued.
Yeah,
Would you like the court like it instead anyway? Okay.
Thank you. Understand by pleading to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it guilty. Could find it true, grant the motion and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine. You're going to need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition?
The story now jumps forward, and it's immediately clear that things have taken a turn for the worse. After being given a second chance through probation, the defendant is back in court, this time accused of violating its conditions. The court carefully outlines what she failed to do, and when asked how she pleads, she quietly admits that the violation is true. That single admission instantly changes the direction of the hearing. This is no longer a case of confusion or misunderstanding. The probation violation has been acknowledged, leaving little room for dispute. The atmosphere in the courtroom shifts from cautious optimism to growing concern as the reality of the situation sets in. With the violation confirmed, the possibility of serious consequences suddenly feels much more real.
It was to deny the motion and continue her on her community supervision with additional TAP evaluation done while in custody and follow the recommendations, a mental health eval in custody, ISP gang evaluation in custody, and also a UA hotline for 90 days, plus proof of residency and employment every 90 days.
All right, so why should I follow this agreement? It appears that she hasn't done anything. Has she done anything on probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and then I had a compliance hearing. I always do compliance hearings. If there's an issue, people can come in, tell me what their issue is, and we can get them back on track. So I don't understand why I should continue her.
We're just asking the court consider it, Your Honor.
But I mean, somebody needs to give me a reason why, because she is on probation. She hasn't done anything. And to get her back on track, I set it for a compliance hearing and she did not show. So I don't understand.
At this stage, the defense makes one final effort to keep the defendant on probation, asking the court to give her another opportunity. However, the judge is far from persuaded. Instead of focusing on promises about the future, the judge looks at the defendant's actions so far and points out that she has done nothing to earn another chance. Point one issue stands out above all the others. The defendant failed to appear for a compliance hearing that was specifically scheduled to help her get back on track. To the judge, that missed hearing reflects a lack of commitment rather than a simple mistake. As the discussion continues, the judge's patience becomes noticeably thinner, and the argument for extending probation grows weaker with every passing moment.
That nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jasmine and Gangster.
Are you asking the court to consider release or continue on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is that?
Because I never started it. And I got released and I didn't turn myself back in, but I want to do something better.
All right, do you need to speak up?
I want to do something better in life.
So the reason why you want me to continue you is because you were placed on probation, you were released, and you never did anything. So basically, you're just throwing yourself on the mercy of the court saying, I did nothing, but please continue me.
The defendant finally takes a stand and speaks under oath, making this one of the most important moments of the hearing. She openly admits that she never even began complying with the terms of her probation and never turned herself in as required. Rather than offering a clear explanation for those decisions, she simply tells the court that she wants to do better moving forward. The judge quickly shifts the focus from promises about the future to the defendant's actions in the past. Wanting to improve is one thing, but the judge points out that no effort was made when the opportunity was already there. Instead of demonstrating responsibility, the defendant is essentially asking the court for mercy despite failing to take even the first steps toward meeting her obligation as the exchange continues. It becomes increasingly clear that her position is extremely fragile. With no record of compliance to support her request, convincing the judge to grant another chance becomes an uphill battle.
I hear you.
I was working in Subway at Pleasanton, Texas.
And where do you live?
In Pleasanton, Texas with my grandma.
Do you have anybody that you care for?
Yes, my grandma. She's sick right now.
Oh, let's not do that. Let's not do this thing where we're bringing in the sick relatives, the baby that nobody else can take care of, because you were supposed to report. Let's do this. This is what can help me understand whether or not I should continue. Let's assume you don't have a sick grandmother, you don't have any sick relatives, you don't have any sick children. It's just you. Why should you be continued on probation? Don't tell me that Subway needs somebody to make sandwiches. Let's assume that Subway doesn't need anybody to make sandwiches. Why should I be continuing you?
Because I want to prove to you that I can do it.
But you have not. But okay. But you want to prove to me that you can do it?
So,
All right. Any other questions?
Is there any other reason why you're asking the court to continue you on probation?
no,
Do you believe you have a drug problem?
no.
All right. So she don't have a drug problem. Why didn't you report?
Because they wanted me to turn myself back in.
I'm sorry, what?
Because they wanted me to come back and turn myself in.
All right. Why didn't you show up for your compliance hearing? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I don't know, ma'am.
All right.
Do you have a mental health issue? Have you been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
No.
All right. So I really don't have any reason to continue her. Her whole thing is, I didn't do anything. Don't revoke me. And the court reached, everyone knows, if somebody is falling off track, normally what I do in some situations, Ms. Gallegos, is because maybe sometimes people just fall off track. They just need to realize what they're looking at. And I set compliance hearings. And I'm not even going to consider, I set compliance hearings twice for you. The state only went on one. So
As the hearing continues, the judge takes complete control of courtroom, carefully addressing each explanation the defendant offers. Arguments about family responsibilities, employment, and personal struggles are examined one by one, but the judge makes it clear that none of them excuse failing to comply with the conditions of probation. Rather than accepting promises or explanations, the court focuses on the defendant's actual actions. The turning point comes when the judge highlights that the defendant failed to appear for a compliance hearing that had been scheduled specifically to help her get back on track. Instead of taking advantage of an opportunity to correct her course, she simply failed to show up. That fact becomes one of the strongest pieces of evidence against her request for another chance before the stage of the hearing. The defendant's credibility has been severely damaged. The judge no longer views the situation as a single lapse in judgment, but as part of a continuing pattern of failing to meet basic responsibilities. With that conclusion, the possibility of remaining on probation grows increasingly unlikely.
for the compliance hearing. The compliance hearing was a step before your motion to revoke. Because I had a choice at that time. I always get notices from probation. They'll tell me how a probationer is doing. If there's some issues, I will always usually check compliance hearing. Let's bring that person in and find out what's going on. And you didn't even show up for that. So I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. Everybody who's in custody will come before me when they're in custody and say to me, I want to prove to you I can do it. But, you know, history has shown that you can't because you didn't. So I don't know why I should continue you. So I don't know if you want to talk to her, but I don't have a reason for why she didn't show up. Okay. All right. I'm not going to follow this proposed agreement. I don't think she's a good candidate for probation. She hasn't done anything. And she's been given opportunities to do things, and she just refuses. And based upon her testimony, she didn't want to come back because she didn't want to turn herself in. I don't know what to do with that.
If the court were to grant your request for continued probation and a TAP evaluation, would you comply with the conditions of the TAP
Yes, ma'am.
and any recommendations thereof?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you also comply with any conditions of the gang ISP evaluation,
Yes, ma'am.
as well as the mental health?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, my client's throwing herself on the mercy of the court, and we're requesting that the court continue her on probation.
All right. So under under direct examination, she stated she doesn't have any mental health issues. So that's not an issue. And now I'm being thrown at that there may be gang issues with her. And part of the plea bargain agreement was, in this case, she was to forfeit weapons, magazines, and ammunition. So she was placed on community supervision for that, and she has done nothing. Court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. Court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. I'll recommend, if she stated she doesn't have any drug issues, she doesn't have mental health issues, but I'll recommend the therapeutic community or the mental health unit at the prison. You'll have to recommend it as well, because I have no jurisdiction. And if they discover that we do have a mental health issue, then they will take care of it there. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. You're going to have to start making better decisions. If you continue to pick up felonies in Texas, they're going to start labeling you as a repeater or a habitual. If you're a repeater, that means your range of punishment level is going to go up by one level. And if you're habitual, in some cases, your minimum is going to be 25 years at the prison. You have some choices you're going to need to make. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And when you're released from prison, if you need help with anything, you can always come back here if I'm here, okay? Good luck to you.
This is the moment where everything reaches its conclusion. After listening to both sides and reviewing the defendant's repeated failures to comply with probation, the judge rejects a proposed agreement and makes a final decision. The court revokes probation and imposes a 5-year prison sentence, making it clear that the ruling is based on the defendant's actions rather than her promises. The judge explains that multiple opportunities were given to get back on track, but each one was ignored. Instead of taking advantage of those chances, the defendant failed to meet even the basic requirements of her supervision. By this point, the court sees a consistent pattern of noncompliance, leaving little justification for another chance. Even as the hearing comes to an end, the judge offers one final piece of advice, warning the defendant that future felony convictions could lead to even harsher penalties. Although those words are meant to encourage better choices moving forward, the outcome of this case has already been decided. The repeated failures have caught up, and accountability has finally taken its course. If you found this courtroom breakdown insightful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future cases. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.